The 1960s were a decade of profound social and cultural upheaval, a period when established norms faced unprecedented challenges. Amidst this ferment, a distinct phenomenon emerged, a conservative backlash against the burgeoning freedoms of youth. This was not a centrally organized movement, but rather a diffuse crusade born from collective anxieties. It represented a concerted effort by various conservative forces to curb what they perceived as dangerous societal shifts. Religious groups, concerned parents, and established authorities often spearheaded these reactions. Their motivations stemmed from a deep-seated feeling of being threatened by the rapidly changing cultural landscape. Among the most potent symbols of this era's transformation was the miniskirt. It quickly became a primary target for conservative outrage, embodying a radical departure from traditional notions of modesty. For many, its very existence signaled a rejection of long-held sartorial and social conventions. Critics viewed the miniskirt as inherently immodest, directly linking it to a more sexually liberated lifestyle. They saw it not merely as fashion, but as a tangible sign of moral decay. This garment, in their eyes, threatened the very fabric of traditional values and symbolized a dangerous breakdown of societal norms. The battleground was often quite literal, the length of a hemline. Attempts were made to ban miniskirts in various institutions, from schools and workplaces to public spaces. These efforts, however, proved largely unsuccessful. The miniskirt's popularity only grew, demonstrating the futility of such prohibitions. Its widespread adoption underscored a generational shift that authorities struggled to comprehend, let alone control. The garment became an emblem of youthful defiance and self-expression. Parallel to the miniskirt, rock and roll music stood as another significant focus of this conservative crusade. Characterized by its energetic rhythms, often suggestive lyrics, and rebellious attitude, it resonated deeply with the youth. This music was perceived by many adults as a corrupting influence, a harbinger of moral depravity. Critics argued that rock and roll posed a direct threat to the established social order. Its perceived vulgarity and raw energy were deemed inappropriate, even dangerous. Furthermore, its strong association with African American culture often fueled prejudiced criticisms, adding another layer to the opposition. The music was accused of inciting unrest and disobedience among young people. Religious leaders frequently preached against rock and roll, warning congregations of its seductive power and its potential to lead youth astray. They saw it as a direct challenge to spiritual and moral rectitude. Suppression efforts were widespread, ranging from pressure on radio stations to censor lyrics and limit airplay to outright protests. Attempts were made to shut down concerts and ban records, all in an effort to silence this powerful cultural force. Yet, like the miniskirt, rock and roll proved remarkably resilient. Its infectious appeal transcended these attempts at suppression, solidifying its place as the soundtrack of a generation. The music became a rallying cry for youth, further cementing the divide between generations. It was a force that could not be contained. The crusade against miniskirts and rock and roll was not an isolated phenomenon. It stemmed from a broader societal transformation. The post-World War II era had ushered in an unprecedented economic boom, particularly in Western nations. This prosperity afforded young people greater affluence and leisure time than previous generations. With more disposable income and fewer immediate responsibilities, a distinct youth culture began to flourish. The rise of television and other forms of mass media played a crucial role in disseminating new ideas and trends. These platforms fueled the development of an independent youth identity, distinct from that of their parents. This newfound autonomy and cultural expression generated significant anxiety among older generations. They struggled to reconcile traditional values with the rapid pace of change. The perceived threats of miniskirts and rock and roll were, in essence, manifestations of these deeper societal fears. Ultimately, the conservative crusade against miniskirts and rock and roll proved largely unsuccessful. The forces of change, driven by economic prosperity and evolving social attitudes, were simply too powerful to be contained. Youth culture, with its inherent resilience and desire for self-expression, could not be suppressed. While the conservative backlash certainly had an impact, it failed to stem the tide of cultural evolution. Instead, it inadvertently highlighted the growing generational divide, making it starkly apparent. This period revealed evolving definitions of morality, freedom, and appropriate social conduct. A miniskirt and rock and roll transcended their initial roles to become enduring symbols of the 1960s. They represent not just fashion or music, but a broader cultural revolution. Their triumph over attempts at suppression marked a significant victory for youth culture and its assertion of independence. This era demonstrated that cultural shifts once set in motion are incredibly difficult to reverse. The legacy of this crusade is a testament to the power of youth to redefine societal norms. It underscores the dynamic interplay between tradition and progress in shaping our collective future.